Welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna learn about subnetting. This is our lab number 2 and we have to subnet the 192.168.1.0/24 into 3 subnets. Why? Because here we have one connection that is gonna be a one LAN. Here we have another connection and here we have other connection. That's why we need 3 subnets for every local area network. And how do we know how many bits do we have to borrow from the host portion? Well, we have two options using the formula or the finger gain, and we're gonna use the finger gain like in the previous video. So we are going to put our fat finger thumbs and visualize a 2 and ask yourself, 2 is enough or we need more? And 2 is not enough, we need 3. So thumbs the other finger and duplicate the last number. If we start with 2, now we have 4, and ask yourself, 4 is enough? Yes, it is. So we have to borrow 2 bits from the host portion. So now we are gonna have not a /24, we are going to have a /26 /26. 24 plus 2, 26. That is going to be our new net mass. And now it's really easy because we have done half of the work. So what is going to be our first network? 192.168.1.0. This is our first network, our first subnet. And okay, we have our first subnet. That's great, but how could we know what is the next subnet? So this is, we have here another options like in the previous. We could use the mathematical instruction, but I prefer doing block size. In another lab that is going to be variable length neck mass, we are gonna do all the process, but now just do the block size. So /26 is the neck mass. So imagine here first the third octet finish. Here we have 24 bits for the network, and we said that we had 2 more. So here we have 25 and now 26, and this 64 is our block size. And what is the meaning of that? Well, this number said to you what is the next subnet. That's it, really easy. So our second subnet is 192.168.1.64/27. Never our net mass change here, and that's because we are not variable, but in the next lab we are going to do that. Not now. And what is going to be our third subnet? Well, you just have to add 64. 192.168.1.64 is 198. 128 slash, and we said that we have 4 subnets, but we only need 3, so I'm not gonna calculate the 4 subnet. And that's it, we have our subnet, we have everything. Now we need to configure now everything that we have. So go to the lab and start doing subnet Mm, uh, router will add IP for the link. Set the first. We have to do another stuff here because first let me put some labels to know who is a network. Here we have this slash 27. Now here another label, a place node. This is going to be 64, and this is going to be the last one, that is this one. That's it. Now we have our 3 subnets, and I think we are gonna have to do some routing between between these 2 routers, and the only routing that we know is the static rows. But first we're gonna do this local area network. We're going to the router, and I'm gonna put this to the right, CLI, enable const gigabit. I'm going to interface gigabit 0, 0, 0. Oh, now 0. IP address. This is going to be our default gateway, and our default gateway is the last usable IP address, not the broadcast. So it's going to be 192.168.1.63. No, because it's going. This is the broadcast, and it's gonna show you an error. So let me show you. 255, 255, 255, and what is going to be the net mask for slash 26? Well, slash 26 has 2 bits in one, and that 2 bits in one are 192 and 64. So we have to add those. 192 plus 64 is equal to 192, and that is our net mask. So we only go here and put the net mask, and look the message, bad mask because we are using the broadcast. We can use that. So the real last usable address is 62, and now everything should be fine. Okay, the interface is up, and we have the default gateway. So you can show interface gigabit 0, 0, 0, and here you can see if you really put the mask here, internet address is slash 27 slash 26. Yeah, you have another information about the input output error here, but this is what we are looking for. We also here we have our MAC address. So that's it. If we had already configured this, now go to PC, config, default gateway 192.168.1.62 we set, and fast Ethernet 0, 1.1, and 92. That's it, and we should ping our the full gateway. .1.62. Yes, we can. So this local area network is finished, and now we are gonna configure this local area network that is gigabit 001. So we enter again to the router, put to the right, and conft we say interface gigabit 001. IP address, what IP address I'm gonna put here? Well, the next for the address, network address. If the network address is 64, I'm gonna put 65. So 192.168.1.65, 255. This is the neck mask. It's the same for everyone. No shutdown, and that's it. Now R2, CLI, and put to the right. Enter privileged set mode, configuration terminal to global conft, and now interface gigabit 001. IP address, we said it's going to be the network, then the next one, if that was 65, this is going to be 66. The one that 66, and the next mask. That's it. Now shutdown, and we have our limbs up and green, so it's okay. We could ping our neighbor, right? Yes, we can. The first ping failed because he needs to learn the MAC address in a process called address resolution protocol. So we have here this done, and now we are going to do this local area network and prove if everything can connect between each other. Enter to CLI, put to the right, and go to configure terminal, interface gigabit 000, IP address. Now this is our default gateway for the third subnet, and we're gonna use 255. No, because we had already said that it's the broadcast. So 1 minute, that is going to be 192.168.1.254, 255, 192. No. Yes, it's 192. Slash 26. And now shutdown. That's it. We can confirm show interface gigabit 000. Oh, slash 26. Yes, we can. So we have our default gateway, and now go to PC2, config default gateway 192.168.1.264, fast Ethernet 0. Oh, this is going to be 129 because the network address is 128. Well, we're gonna put the next one, and the mask address 192. That's it. We should ping our default gateway 92.168.1.254. 254. And we can ping our default gateway. Why? Let me see. Default gateway 192. And this the 168.254.000 up that's 27, but we can pin between each other. And let me see this 192.168.1.254, and with this 192.1.29. What about this? Now we can. Nope, it failed. Maybe this switch is not doing, but let me see gigabit 102. Select, show running config. IP interface VLAN1, no IP address shut down, but the other thing is not doing anything, isn't it? And we can ping, if we try to ping this router, we can't ping to this router. And if we try to ping this PC, we fail. But we can ping our default gateway. What could we do? Gigabit 000. If this really gigabit 000, yes it is. And gigabit 000 is up. It has some 192.168.1.254/26. So that is correct. And this PC here is up. It has 192.168.1.130, and the gateway is 254. That is right too. And here is one gateway 62. Oh, maybe that is. Oh yeah. We made a mistake because we said that we had 4 subnets, right? This is our second subnet, this is our third subnet, and we had our 4th subnet that we don't calculate. Well, that is what is making wrong. We have this 4 subnet. And what is it? 192.168.1.92/27/26, and we are using 254 for the third subnet. That is not right, because I totally forgot about this subnet. So we had to correct this. We can solve this. So no problem. Const T, put to the right. Interface gigabit 000. IP address. Now we're going to put the default gateway. of the third subnet, not the fourth. The 1.84 subnet is 192.191 is the broadcast, and the last usable address is 190. So 190, 255, 255, 255, 92. That's it. We can confirm if that is correct. Yes, we did it. And now look how that single stuff changed and broke everything. Not everything, only this lamp, but that was strange. We have this default gateway. This is correct if this was the fourth subnet, but it wasn't. So 119, and this should be right. Now we should ping now. Ping 190. Yes, we can. Okay, and now we're gonna test connectivity using this little simple PDUs. Here successful, here successful, PC1 and PC2 successful. So everything is successful because we don't need to use routing, because these networks are directly connected to the router. If here we have a third router, we need to do that, but we haven't. So this is correct, and we have ping, we have connectivity between all the devices. Well, that's it for the video.